all the air brakes are done and bled. Just got to get on the cooling system. There's a lot of crud in there. In there and in here. So I expect it's all going to be bad. Take these hoses off and have a look inside the water pump. Right, these two don't want to come undone. But well, you can't really see it there, so. You see in there, it's quite dirty in there. Let's clean out. So I think the thermostat's going to be gummed up. You can't really trust it to be reliable, so I'm going to have to take the housing off the front of the head. Well, glad I took this off. Look at that big lump in there. Cannot be trusted. So I'll have to free that joint up. Clean this lot out. Right, just taking these off because they're awful. This has got to come off because might have MOT trouble with leaks. Get this a lot. Broken mounts. They're all pretty poor. Now, bearing in mind how much gunge was in here, I need to check what's the bottom. There's no tap on here, it's just a plug, so I'm going to get that out. So just swapping tools now, it's freed off. I don't want that gunge travelling around the engine there. See if water comes out or sludge. Ooh. It is water, it might be okay. Might change the core plugs anyway, just because it makes sense to. Alright, this is why I always do them and take them out. So you see in there, still look. There's splodge in there. Grit and dirt. I'll have to flush it out. Right. This is still what was in it. Quite a lot of sludge. So, job worth doing. Right, let's see, it's a lot cleaner in there. Right, just got to test the radiator with hot water. Right, you see the old drain plug, someone has just raised it up, so put a new one on. Right. It should really have the long tube which comes out the front down here. Now I've got a couple of the tubes, but I haven't got the adapter to go in that size thread, so just having to put a straight one in. You can actually reach this a bit easier under the it's got the 4-branch exhaust. It's a lot easier to you've got room to put your hand up underneath on that setup. Just did it quickly earlier. The squeeze playing in the background. Don't want to get a YouTube strike. Ooh, I can spill that there. Right, we're leaking out of the drain tap. Right, so filled that right up. And just leave it. They're better if you fill them up with boiling hot water, because that will find a leak easier than cold. Okay, so after a bit of heat, hot, cold, leave it, come back to it, heat it up again. One bolt's come undone, the other one, that one won't move at all. Obviously it wasn't even done up in the end, barely by a whisker, but there was no thermostat in it, so obviously whoever did a lot of stuff before didn't persevere and get this out, just because it takes a while arguing with it to get it out without breaking it. I'm going to see if I can maybe press that bolt out or something. They get all gummed up inside. See, that's how many threads were holding it on to the top. And the other one wasn't holding it at all. So we've got a new two-piece gasket. Just got to clean this manifold up, put a new carb on. So, usual thing, got to clean it all up. This is what takes the time. Right, it's another thing if you do this, you've got to disconnect all the pipes. These are pretty hard to get off normally on Alpines. Because you've got to bolt the manifold up first, because it's two separate sections, make sure they're comfortable, because if that's on there and you try and bolt the two on the manifold, this will be dictating where they want to go. So you'll end up with leaks. So you've got to take this off, put that on so it's comfortable, then put that on there, then put the central pipe on there, then put the rest of the back pipes all on it. Right, got the old pump. I just tried that. It's stuck right up, so it's you can see it doesn't look too clever in there. Top seized. Might have a new one. I'll have a look. Right, got the bolts out after a bit of arguing. This is all corroded on the inside, and it's very thin there, so it's all dirty. So what I'll do is get that, die grind these out. I haven't got any welding, aluminium welding stuff, but filling it up with putty or something will help. Chemical metal stuff. This is the stuff, squish it together and shove it in there. This usually does the stuff like that quite well. Right, so we are nearly there. Carb linkage is all sorted out. I haven't really stopped to film too much because I need to try and get it in for an MOT later. Right, this is the later type plastic fuel line that's in a lot of the Scepters and stuff. Put this in, because it had that crappy rubber one in, so we just got to trim this off to length using a little pipe cutter. Put a new olive and brass little ring on there, and connect that up. Right, good. More things that take time. You've got to sand these down until that gets even to get all the shadowy bits off. Anyway, rinsed it out. Right, that's dry. Sanded that down, cleaned it up a bit so it's not so hold. Make that look a little bit better. Right, we have dried. Sorry, not dried, it's a line. It will go and stop. Okay, right, it's chucking over quite nice. I just put plain water in it, so I'm just going to run it up temperature, dump the water, and then put coolant in. Then we can check the other few bits and pieces for the MOT. Just as you think you get in there, you end up having to mess around taking choke cables out to lube them up. So, it's easier to do this with an assistant if you can pull it apart while your assistant sprays the WD-40 on the face. Go on then. And then it gets inside all the, gets to the bit on the inside. Yeah, wash your boots at the same time. Right. It's all slippery, right, so doesn't make very good telly, does it? Right, and then you've got to get that in there. But you want to be careful about putting the end in the vise because you don't want to crinkle the end and then you won't, otherwise you won't get it back through the eye again the other end. Right, now more stuff. The charging light is on the dash. They put another voltage regulator in there, but that's still not doing anything. I'm suspecting it's the dynamo because if you put electricity straight on the back, this should spin like a motor, but it's not. So we're just going to take it off and have a look at it because it's got a sticker on it, same as a starter motor. So I'm confident that they were probably all right before it was laid up. So we'll see. So take that right. Brushes are a bit dirty, but they're not moving in their little holder. So we'll clean it up, free them up, and see if it works.
Let's see if that bit.
Right, now we just clean this up. You see there's the dry bit on there. Clean up either side, and then we'll do that one, and it should be okay. So it does work now. After trying a couple of things, these cables have been here ages, so it's fed through. Going to change the cable for a bit of new stuff. Massive woman. Tape fest, all joined together, but nearly out. This is why I'm replacing the wire. See that you open it up, it's all black all the way, so I'm not going to peel off the whole lot, but